Suri, what is the stingray for the law enforcement use?
I found this on the web.
Suri, can the stingray hack into your apps on your phone? Can the stingray with the law enforcement hack into apps on your phone?
Here's what I found.
How cops can secretly track your phone, the intercept. Can the devices be used? How law enforcement can track your every move. Yeah, that's what Suri just found. Okay. Um, can the Stingray device be used to hack into bank accounts?
I found this on the web.
How a hacker proved cops are using a secret government phone. The hacker was found out through the warrantless use of a secretive surveillance technology. So the cops were using a secret government phone. Um, they have Stingray devices used by law enforcement. Okay. A new frontier in police surveillance. Let's see what this says. Stingray, a new frontier in police surveillance. Okay, this is the Stingray device article from 2017. I believe that the Stingray devices are being used to. I have more money disappearing out of my bank account today, so I'm concerned. Seem to have. I'm trying to double check right now, but I seem to have money that has just disappeared. It's hard to keep track of your daily balance, but I have to, I know that I have some money that has disappeared um, today. So I have the app on my phone, the Navy Fed, and I was trying to delete it because they were saying, like, Alice, the girl I've had on my show, has said that get rid of the apps on your phone because they can use it, and the Stingray's involved. They can use the app on your phone to hack your bank account. And so I try to do that, but then, like, as you see, I can't. They're not letting me log in through the computer. And they won't let me put the correct username in. So I'm having a hard time logging in through other devices. So I'm trying to. I would highly recommend getting rid of the apps on all your phones. I believe Stingray and the police are involved in hacking the bank accounts, and so I'm trying to, but then, like I said, I have a hard time. I can't log in through the computer, so, and of course I have to keep track. You have to keep track because I already had a fraud thing, a couple things happen, and I have two of them, two situations where they had taken money out illegally, and I still haven't gotten that back from Navy Federal. And actually, there's been more than that, and I can't seem to get a hold of a proper Navy Federal fraud person to help me with this. So I had one thing happen where I actually donated $5 to something, and it took out 95. And then so I'm on the phone with the fraud department, and I disputed it, and I said I didn't authorize $95. I mean, $100 to be taken out. I hit the $5 donation, and they took out 100. And I said this was not a bill that I owed. This was something I was just putting $5 in for something, and I didn't authorize $100 to come out. I hit the $5 button, and then they had did the initial $95 credit, and then all of a sudden the money was taken out again. And so then I have to go back. What do I have to go back and dispute it again? or, I have to get a hold of somebody that's legitimately trying to work with the, figure out what's going on with the fraud department. We have a lot of the military people. I mean, we have government officials that have this Navy Federal Credit Union. They could be trying to hack any of your accounts. I would recommend, like I said, getting rid of the app on your phone. I believe Stingray is involved, and the police, I believe, are involved. Because the police have the Stingrays. So, and I still have police driving by here all the time, and they like to drive by and just have their lights on sometimes, and sometimes they don't make a noise. They just drive by with their lights on. It's just ridiculous. It's like some kind of code, or I they like to create trauma. I'm on a targeted individual, and part of the program is continually to cause me trauma. So sometimes they just drive by, so it'll be a response. It'll be some kind of a trauma response because I've gotten pulled over so many times. And so these are sick individuals. I will never trust the police ever again. I don't care. I really, that's just been my personal situation, and and we have in North Carolina, we have them actually turning people away. That was the police. And then they have, saying something about the orders came down from the state that you need to stop helping these people. I mean, that was the police, I believe, that did that. They are not here for our protection. They are the criminals. They were, in this New World Order agenda, the police were going to be completely militarized. And, they were starting under Obama, they were starting to militarize the police, having them have, how they had these, he would see the police with more black type uniforms and these black armored vehicles. That started happening, I think, under Obama. See, they've been trying to militarize the police because they were going to be a big part of this New World Order agenda and our targeting and our and so I've said this before. I'm sure it's not every single one of them, and I think some of the younger people don't really know what's going on, but I know this has been happening through the police. So anyway, I'm concerned about this banking thing, but so I'm going to try to get a hold of somebody in Navy Federal Credit Union again today. I never did get, so it's like $200 that I'm owed, from two different frauds that I've never gotten back. I got the initial refund, and then somebody went in and took the money right back. And I mean, oh, were you there when I actually hit the $5 button instead of the $100 button? Or how are you going to prove that I didn't, how are you going to prove that I somehow hit the $100 button? Were you on my phone? Were you hacking my phone when that happened? Because I didn't hit the $100 button. I hit the $5 donation button for this incident. This was a few months back now. And they're like, oh, something, I get something like, well, we found this was a legitimate charge. Oh, really? Were you on the computer when I was donating? Maybe you were hacking my phone at the time, because you hack it all the time. I don't know. Because I didn't hit the $100 button. I hit the $5 button. So I don't know how you could prove that, I hit the $100 button, unless you were actually on the phone, looking at me, illegally surveilling me at the time when that happened. And this wasn't even a bill that I owed. This was a donation. So I don't know how they're going to try to get around that one, not giving me that money back. Because that was complete fraud. And then I was on the phone with the Polynesian, and they themselves admitted, the Polynesian, that we don't know why this money didn't automatically come back to you. So they did the deposit, and then all of a sudden the money came back out. Oh, so how are you going to prove that was fraud? No, it sounds like you're frauding me, and you're allowing somebody to hack my account, and so this would be a financial fraud against me, a financial crime. And so this is a warning out to all government officials, the Navy Federal Credit Union is allowing our accounts to be frauded by the Masons and the Stingrays, who are owned by the police. So I would be very careful with your apps on your phones. I believe they can do it with the apps on the phones. So warning for financial fraud. I seem to have a couple $100 missing. I had, so much in my account yesterday. Now I woke up and I have like 200 less in my account. So I don't know how that happened. Sometimes I'm not exactly good with my balance, but I'm going to check that, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, how, and I've had this happen with PayPal, in the past, where it's just like, okay, I just had this balance yesterday, and then all of a sudden I had like money disappearing out of it, and then you have to go in and do the whole it's just, I've had nonstop harassment. If it's not one thing, it's another thing, and I've been trying to warn people through my channels what they're capable of. Deborah Tavares has done a great job over the years trying to explain this is in the NASA documents. This is in the UN 2030 agenda and the NASA documents, and she reads it. She has all these documents listed on Stop the Crime, and so I will. I'm going to play some of her video today, but yeah, I would be very concerned and get rid of the apps on your phone. But yeah, how? But see, I think they were purposely trying to make it hard for me to log in on my computer. So that tells me that they don't want us to have that access. They want us to have these apps on our phone. So I believe they're doing this type of thing through the apps on our phone. So okay.